give, and you give, and you give. And somewhere along the way, you stopped counting what came back. Not because you don't notice, but because noticing feels selfish. So you give more instead. This is not generosity. This is a psychological pattern built long before you were old enough to choose it. And it is quietly costing you everything. This video is about why you do it, where it came from, and what it is really protecting you from. Psychologists identify a specific personality pattern: the chronic giver. This is not someone who gives occasionally out of generosity. This is someone for whom giving is the default state. They give time when they have none. They give energy when they are empty. They give emotional support while silently falling apart themselves. And they do it consistently across every relationship, every situation, every version of their life. Adam Grant's research on organizational behavior identifies this as the giver personality type. People who contribute to others without expecting reciprocation. His research found something deeply uncomfortable. Givers are both the most successful people in any group and the most exploited. The same quality that makes them remarkable makes them a target. This pattern did not appear from nowhere. For most chronic givers, it started in childhood. A home where love was conditional, where approval had to be earned, where being good meant being useful. The child learned early: when I give, I am safe. When I help, I am loved. When I make others happy, I have value. Psychologists call this earned attachment, where a child develops the belief that love must be deserved through service rather than simply received through existence. That belief, installed before conscious memory, follows them into every adult relationship they ever have. And it runs completely on automatic. You don't decide to give too much. Your nervous system decides for you. The cost of chronic giving is rarely visible from outside, because givers are good at appearing fine. They smile through depletion, they help through exhaustion, they show up through heartbreak. But inside, there is a quiet accumulation of needs unmet, of words unspoken, of resentment that was never supposed to be there, but grew anyway. Psychologists call this compassion fatigue, the emotional and physical exhaustion that comes from consistently giving more than is sustainable. It looks like numbness, like withdrawal, like suddenly not caring about the things that used to matter most. It is not weakness. It is a system that ran too long without being refilled. Here is what makes this pattern so difficult to break. Stopping feels dangerous, not uncomfortable, not difficult. Dangerous, because the original program says, if you stop giving, you will lose the relationship. If you stop helping, you will lose their approval. If you stop being useful, you will lose your value. And so the chronic giver continues giving, not from abundance, but from fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of becoming someone who is no longer needed. This is what psychologists call Fawn response, a trauma adaptation where the nervous system learns to give, please, and accommodate as a survival strategy. It kept you safe once. Now it keeps you trapped. Underneath every chronic giver is a person who is deeply afraid of being seen as not enough. The giving is not really about the other person. It is about managing an internal terror that, without the giving, there is nothing worth staying for. Psychologists call this conditional self-worth, where a person's sense of value is entirely dependent on what they provide to others. Remove the giving, and the identity collapses, which is why rest feels wrong, which is why receiving feels uncomfortable, which is why being taken care of makes you want to immediately give something back. You are not being generous. You are managing the terror of feeling worthless without a purpose to serve. This psychology creates a predictable relationship pattern. The chronic giver attracts one of two types of people. The first, other givers like themselves. These relationships are rare, and when they happen, deeply healing. The second, people who take. Not always consciously, not always maliciously, but consistently. Because the giver signals through every behavior that taking is acceptable here. Their instant availability signals, I have no limits. Their inability to ask for help signals, I need nothing back. Their forgiveness of repeated behavior signals, there are no consequences here. And so the pattern repeats, relationship after relationship, year after year, until the giver finally breaks down completely and wonders why no one ever showed up for them the way they showed up for everyone else. Healing the giver pattern is not about becoming selfish. It is about becoming honest. Step 1. Recognize the giving that comes from fear. Before you give, ask yourself one question. Am I giving from abundance, or am I giving to avoid a feeling I don't want to have? That question alone will change everything. Step 2. Practice receiving. When someone offers help, say yes. Let it land. Do not immediately give something back. This is not easy. It will feel wrong at first. That discomfort is the pattern being disrupted. Step 3. Build self-worth that does not require service. You are not valuable because of what you provide. You are valuable because you exist. That belief cannot be given to you by anyone else. It has to be built, one boundary at a time, one honest conversation at a time, one moment of choosing yourself at a time. The world does not need less of your generosity. It needs you to still be standing when you give it. You were never too much. You were just taught that being enough required constant proof. It does not. If this video reached something in you, the next one goes deeper into exactly why you struggle to receive what you so freely give. It is on your screen right now. Watch it.